Today what we're going to talk about is budgeting. Why we need to do a budget, how to do a budget, and when to do a budget. My name is Mark Bina and I'm a Dave Ramsey financial coach. Now when I say budget, what comes to mind? For a lot of people, a budget is a negative connotation. It kind of means it sounds like we're restricted, we're on a budget, we're not going to be able to have any fun ever again. And that's not the truth. I want to reframe that and really give you a definition of a budget that's way more empowering. What a budget really is telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it went. The idea is that this is how we get control of the money. This is how we make it behave. We're going to be intentional, have a plan for our money every month before the month begins. So if you're married, what you're going to do is every month, at the end of the month, you're going to sit down and actually create a spending plan with your spouse where you both go over it, you both have input, but at the end, when you're done with your budget and you've both agreed to it, what happens is a budget becomes a contract. This is how we said we were going to spend our money this coming month. And if we're going to change something, we got to talk about it. We got to find the money somewhere and we got to make the adjustments in the budget because you can't continue to spend money you don't have. Now, if you're single, your budget becomes your accountability partner. It is your contract with yourself that says how you were going to spend your money. And again, when we're done, this is how we said we were going to spend our money, and this becomes our contract for the coming month. Another useful tool in conjunction with a budget is using envelopes. And envelopes remind us that we do not have an endless supply of money to spend. Okay, if I put $125 in my food envelope and it's the day before payday and there's no more money left in the food envelope, well, we're eating leftovers or we're grabbing a box of mac and cheese. We are not going out to eat. We cannot continue to spend money we don't have. Doing a budget has a number of benefits. First thing is it kind of gets you out of crisis mode. We are spending our money more thoughtfully, more intelligently, more intentionally, and this leads to fewer money crises. It's really the way to get control of the money. Matter of fact, when people start doing budgets on a regular basis, one of the things they say is they feel like they have more money. The truth is they're just paying attention to the money that's coming in and the money that's going out. Doing a budget can also reduce money fights. See, the thing is we have a forum here where we're going to talk about our spending plan at the budget committee meeting. We have an appointment to do that with you. You have an appointment every month to do that with your spouse. And so if everybody has inputs into the budget and everybody agrees to it, it should stop money fights. What it also does is it makes you pay attention to the money that's going in. You'll spend money more carefully and more thoughtfully. It can also identify areas where you're wasting money. Some people have no idea how much money they spend on eating out at restaurants or eating out at fast food joints. So it can help identify some ways that you can quickly cut back and find money to work your debt snowball. What budget also does is it removes impulse buying. It helps shield us from the distractions that come with everyday life. You know, like when you go into the grocery store for one item and come out with 5, well, you just that's impulse buying, and we're all subject to it. The thing is, if we have a plan on paper, on purpose, before the month begins, we are less likely to get distracted. So there's a lot of advantages to doing a budget. And so I'll tell you what, let's do a sample budget right now, okay? When I do a budget, the first thing that I want to do is I want to take a piece of paper, and at the top of the paper, I want to write down what my take-home pay is going to be. Okay, I'll put it right there. On the left-hand side of the column, I'm going to have my expenses. Now, every month starts with some giving and some saving. Okay, but the first items that I'm going to lay out on the budget are what's called the 4 walls. We want to take care of the 4 walls first. So in your household, the first thing that you're going to buy is going to be food. Okay, you have to feed yourselves and you have to feed the kids. You can't get around that. The second thing that we're going to pay is going to be utilities. Okay, so I'm going to write those down. I'm going to write down my electric. I'm going to write down my water bill, my phone, and maybe internet, and maybe basic cable. Okay, so I'm paying my utilities second. The third thing that I'm going to pay is going to be the rent or the mortgage. Okay, I'm going to want to make sure I have a roof over my head. The fourth most important thing that I'm going to pay is going to be the transportation or the car expenses. Okay, and that means car gas, car insurance, and car payment if you have one. The idea here is that if I can't pay everybody, I'm going to prioritize. One of the keys to doing an effective budget is to prioritize. We want to make sure the most important things get paid first. So the first thing we're going to pay is food. The second thing we're going to pay is utilities. The third thing we're going to pay is rent. And the fourth thing we're going to pay is transportation. The idea here is that if I have food in my belly, if I've the electric and the water are on, and I have a roof over my head, and I've got gas in the car to go back and forth to work, whatever happens, I can live to fight another day. And some things don't get paid, I can live to fight another day. And then from there, what you really want to do is you want to prioritize. Okay. Again, the key to doing an effective budget is to prioritize, to make sure the most important things get paid first. So that what you do is you play a little game and you say, if I could only pay one more bill, what would that be? And you write it down. And after that, if I could only pay one more bill, you write it down. And what you do is you spend all the money until you come to zero, until the take-home pay and the spending are equal. This is what's called a zero-based budget. The idea is I've spent all the money on paper, on purpose. I can make a few tweaks in here, but then again, when I'm done with this budget, it is the way we are going to spend our money for the month, and it becomes your contract. Now, the budget is the way to get control of the money. It is the way out of debt and out of living, and it is the way to create an abundant, a new abundant financial destiny. Thank you.